You're listening to the very 65th episode of the Celtic Crack Podcast.
We're on.
We're on.
Episode 65. Is that Mikey?
That's the one, yeah.
Fucking hell, man. I'm after asking that about 10 times, aren't I?
And he just said episode 65 as well.
Yeah, I know. I was just waiting for the music to stop. We're back anyway. It's the main thing.
And we're here again.
Is.
Should have waited for me for the 69th episode.
Yeah.
69.
Fuck's sake. Yeah. Lee Reeves is here anyway. I don't have any special effects for you this week.
Sorry.
I had to take them off.
Can you do the Let's Get Ready to Rumble thing?
No.
Try it. Try it.
I'm hoarse.
Do you know about that fucking the announcer fella and his brother being famous? Tell him the story.
Yeah, your man Bruce Buffer out of UFC.
Yeah.
And Michael Buffer. Yeah, brothers.
You know, Michael Buffer copyrighted Let's Get Ready to Rumble.
Yeah.
So if anybody uses it, they want money.
Yeah.
It's bad, man.
I was saying that the last time as well, yeah. Fucking someone was saying he gets paid mad money then every time he says it.
Massive money.
Didn't Dick have to pay him?
Did they?
They have a song.
Oh yeah, the whole fucking song.
That was before.
Yeah, but you can't quote the words, can you?
I'd say. You
can't copyright the words, can you?
I think if it's in song version, it's completely different.
Yeah, like if I'm saying it or if you're saying it, but if you use his voice, I'd say that's what copyrighted is.
No. In the fight spot, if somebody else says "Let's Get Ready to Rumble," you owe that man money.
Yeah.
Because you can't say it, like it's fucking mad, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
But yeah, I seen Bruce Buffer talking about it, and they were asking him about someone said it or they used it in their ad or something like that, and they said like, "Oh, is your brother going to go after him now?" And he was like, no, if it's just lads messing about or whatever, it's grand. He said it's when someone uses it commercially to try and make money from it. He said then he'll go after him. Like
that's mad. It's mad that they actually came out with that. Let's Get Ready to Rumble. Like, why? Do you know where did they come up with that? Like Rumble.
That's always been a boxing term, hasn't it? Like the rumble in the jungle and all.
Yeah. Hey,
Some laugh if the dictionary countersued him then.
For
using English words.
Just random words.
The dictionary. How's the dictionary?
But you get what I'm saying? Like,
and the case versus Collins Dictionary versus Bruce Buffer.
Yeah. Nobody owns words like you.
Yeah, it's a weird thing, isn't it? To be able to fucking like he copyrighted his own phrase. Like
that's mad.
I remember seeing fucking an episode of that Gordon Ramsay yoke, where he goes in and fixes up people's kitchens and all that, or their fucking restaurants. Like, do you see that one town like Hun was the big thing around the town? Everyone called each other Hun, and nearly everything. Yeah, they're like, "You okay, Hun? Hey, Hun." Every shop you go into, like.
And was the town's actual name Hun, or just
no, just everyone said that. Like, but there was one, your one who called him in to fix up our restaurant. She copyrighted the word Hun then in that town, like, or in that state or whatever, and everyone in the town hated her for it, and that was the main reason her fucking restaurant was failing. Like, he had to make her call a town meeting and give up the rights to the word.
Like this place called Bjor.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like if you copyrighted Bjor now, it'd be way worse stuff.
Cause.
Yeah.
No, but it was like every business around the place would use it. You know, there was all the bakeries would be selling Hun buns, the fucking everyone made something around Hun, like. Yeah, so she was going around and telling them all, you can't use that, you have to pay me.
Why?
For fuck's sake, man.
That's mental, like, and how the fuck can you get away with that?
If that was me, I'd just make up some word that's like real fucking has like a good meaning or something. I'd keep using it then and make it funny and everything, and then other people start quoting and be like, "Whoa, you can't do that!" And start suing them. Then be fucking more to fortune. With Hun right up alongside the car.
That's what Bruce Buffer did.
What would you do? What would you do in Limerick now if you patent cause? They wouldn't be able to say you look for
just
a
go up
buzz
to
cause.
they just go up to the jail
and ask for money.
They just go up to the jail for a couple of hours. They're not going to pay the fucking up.
Exactly. Paying that and I do it a few hours. They throw me out after an hour.
I think that's done away with, though, isn't it?
What?
I think they take the money now out of your wages if you
won't find
it.
They should, man. They protect the piss.
I remember I had 1,500 in like parking tickets and stuff like that. And I had the money. I just, I don't, like, fuck parking tickets. So I was walking up in that South Hill area centre at the time, and my father rang me and he was like, the guard's here, you have to go to jail. And I'm like, no. And he's like, listen, bud, he said he's going to come up Joe walking and he's going to arrest you over there. And I'm like, alright, tell him I'll come Monday. And he's like, alright, so then Monday came and I'm like, I'm not ready for jail. And so I was in Kennedy Park one day and they pulled them fast and tapped me and followed me up through the green and everything. I was like, for 1,500 quid. But so the Friday came in and then my father walked me up to the Kennedy Park Church and I went up to the Roxburgh Gas station, handed myself in, and the guy's me, Lee, yeah, you're coming to jail, yeah? And I'm like, not intentionally, but yeah. And so I jumped in the back of the van, still had my phone, I was Snapchatting in the back of the van and stuff like that. So they brought me into jail anyway, and the camera was broke, like, to take your picture, so there was a file of me for like fines, but like no picture on it. Like,
yeah.
And, so they put me in the cell, and then about a half hour later in, some other fella was like getting brought into the cell. He was like 30, and he came in, and he was like, well, bud, how's things? Fuck's sake, I'm gonna miss the snooker and stuff today. And he says, Gard, it was alright if I smoke in here. And he goes, ask your roommate there. And he looks at me and he goes, alright, bud. And I goes, no.
This is my cell, bitch.
Like, I had smoking, but I had smoking. He was like, okay. And he just sat down, and I was like looking down, and he was just like having a terrible time, like worse than me in jail. So I started to make me feel better. And then about 7 o'clock that evening, he came in and he goes, do you want the good news or the bad news? I was like, what kind of Shawshank Redemption shit is this? And he's like, I goes, the bad news. And he goes, bad news is you're not getting dinner. And I'm like, fuck. I was like, what's the good news? And he's like, the good news is you're getting out. Thank you.
You're like, well, I am getting home, so I'm not off my dinner.
Yeah.
So good, Max.
Well, stroll out, I'm out, yeah. Up on Facebook, I'm out.
I'm out, but I'm sick and I miss that steam food.
Yeah.
Oh man, fucking like it's a pure joke of a system. Like I know so many people that did it. I pay nothing, I'll just hand myself in.
Yeah.
The only person I know, man, I always say this, the funniest thing ever. My father, he owed something like 2.5 grand or something, and parking fines and speeding or whatever. He went up, man. He was like, I'll go up, they'll throw you out after a few hours. They made him do the full 30 days in the Limerick prison.
Oh my god.
Man, we were no more good. The whole family was just pissing ourselves after. We were like, he's still in there. Like every day we were like, any word? Nah, they're still keeping him in. It was the funniest thing ever.
He got out after 2 years, just went to the pub for 28 days.
He could have, yeah. But I knew people like that were up there, they're in the cell with him and all. Oh man, fucking hell.
But a repeat offender of it, you see, and they said, we'll fix him now, thinks he's smart coming up here.
It was, yeah.
One of the boys I know, man, went up, and whatever happened, I think he got pulled up in Portlaoise or somewhere like that, and something happened anyway. He didn't go to court. Stupid fucking thing. Same thing. A fine, and it went up and up and up and up. Yeah. So the guards came looking for him. Same thing as yourself. Went up to the Limerick prison anyway, into the hall and started waiting around. And guard came in and they were like, yeah, just fucking blah blah whatever. Called him out. And so he was thinking, all right, they're going to throw me out. You're not supposed to be here, they said to him. And he was like, what do you mean? I thought, the guard said that I had to come down here, blah blah whatever. Oh no, you have to go to Portlaoise. He says, we have to bring you there. We'll organise a transport up there. He rang his girlfriend. He was like, come down, pay that fine. Got to know Portlaoise.
Yeah, that happened to someone I know as well. They brought him to Cork and all, and then they were going through the whole process and him down in Cork, and then they just like left him off straight away again, and they give him a voucher for a bus.
Wow.
To get the bus back, paid for the bus. I was like, what a waste of time.
But
like they sent the guards up.
You out. I bet you they came in a few times. Can you pay anything? Did they come in and ask you a few times for the turn you out?
I can't remember.
So I heard that's
that's the usual one.
So much, I can't remember what's going on.
It's usually when people hand themselves in, they're always like, if you want anything on you at all, anything, you've no money, like, I always try to get something out of
them. They'll come in about 4 or 5 times, let you stew inside in the cell. So I hear now, a friend tells me this, like, they let you stew in.
I definitely have 50 quid in my pocket, but I know I was getting soap max in 4 hours.
Some people break though. Some people think they're smart, going in, man, lock them in a room for a few hours and that's it. They'll give them out and everyone.
We all doing it now, huh?
That's the truth.
Yeah, it's fucking scant to be out of the house for an hour anyway, isn't it? I'm going off my game. I swear to God. I'm actually staying in like as much as possible. Like I'm not going outside the door unless I actually have to. Like
I've a fight next month, so I have to be training. So
I've seen that you're way off out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, man, just running in the mountains in the woods, cycling 40 kilometers, like just
Rocky Four style.
Yeah, man, old school training. It's wet, it's cold. I feel bad, but like it's all building up my anger towards this Ukrainian.
The man was fighting the Russian.
Yeah, exactly. I must break you.
I come here for smash this guy.
Yeah.
Folks,
if he dies, he dies.
Yeah, that's the job.
Story there? Are you still going to fight? You'll have no audience, will you?
No, like so. Yesterday, MTK tagged me in the post and they said it's all still going ahead. Everything's going ahead. The 24th of April in the Europa Hotel in Belfast. But I think on the 2nd of April we'll know for 100%. But like in the last couple of days, they said like that everything's going ahead. We're still building on the show. Everything seems to be going, and they haven't said anything about reducing audience, no audience, because they're saying because I think. The first day I got tickets, like I just put it out there, and I think 60 ringside tickets sold, and about 35 regular tickets, like, so a lot of people want to go, and I don't blame them. Like, I'm fucking class. and I'm getting balls, so I get punched in the face as well. So people love to see that more than see me win. People like to see me get punched in the face, and more than anything, I like people to buy tickets. So
when I was watching, anytime I'm watching your fight, like, and anytime I even know any fighter, not I know you, like, obviously more than I know fucking Conor McGregor or something, but if I know kind of about the person that's on the telly and they get hit, I'm like, oh no, don't.
He's very empathetic, this fella. He feels every punch.
Big softy, God love it. He'd be roaring crying,
standing up beside the cinema screen at the telly.
Yeah, I'd be the same though, man. I don't know how, like, I've never met you before. I'm fairly sure you were only, like, grew up around the corner from me or something, did you?
Where'd you live?
Carry on.
Yeah,
you know my brother, like, David.
David what?
David O'Donnell.
Oh yeah.
So it's just the age gap thing. I'd say I'm probably about 10 years older than you or something.
Yeah.
But so I'd always be fucking watching the fights, like, like as if I know you.
Fucking hell, man. Yeah. No, I'm all very.
We watched our last fight together at my house, actually.
Sorry about that. But man, that whole thing was just a fucked up situation. All fight week was just let down, left in a hotel room by myself. Everything was going wrong, like, and I didn't know what to be eating. I was texting people for advice who was supposed to be there, and no one was giving me advice. And I was like, where the fuck are all these people? And they were like off at concerts and random shit like this. And I was just sitting in there. I'm like, where are these people? What's going on? Like, and then and then the weigh-in there comes, and I come off the scales at the weigh-in, and this guy steps on. It's like, he's 2.9 pounds heavier than you. Where's your coach? And we'll get him to go skipping and stuff and, like, get it off, like, and so you're more even or whatever. And I was like, he's not here. And they're like, he's 2.9 pounds.
Your coach wasn't there?
No. Fuck. And so he's like, he's 2.9 pounds heavier now. What you want to do? And I'm like, I want to fight him. And they're like, alright. So and like, alright, go on off and get food. So the next day then, like, I wake up and then I'm like, it's fight day, and I'm like, still didn't hear anything off the coach or nothing like that. So I'm like, what the fuck's going on? And then so it's like 6 o'clock in the evening, like, I'm stressed off my face. There's still no coach there. And I'm like, what? I'll fight at 8 o'clock. So I get to the stadium about 6:30 and go into the dressing rooms, and I'm like, anybody see my coach? And they're like, no. And I'm like, alright. So I'm sitting down in the dressing rooms, like, alright, I know how to dress myself. I know how to warm up. But who's going to wrap my hands? Like, I was looking over this guy's corner team, and I was like, alright, after he fights and he comes back in, I'm going to say, sorry, buddy. You wrap my hands.
You were literally on your own, like.
Yeah, I was by myself.
Fuck, man.
And so that was and then about 50 minutes before my fight, then they come in and he's like, I was thinking, thought we weren't gonna come, and I'm like, small bit, yeah. And he's like, alright, let's get your wraps on. So I got my wraps on, and then just like everything was going wrong in the build up into that as well, and I was like, shit. But so I was just like, alright, I'm just gonna get through this fight now, and we just worry about whatever happens afterwards. I made some decisions and, like, team changes after this and whatever. And so I fight 6-round fights, like, and my 3 previous fights were all 6-rounders, like, so that's what I'm saying. And so I come out in the first round, thought I did well, came back after the first round. Looking back, I won the first round, but when I came back after the first round, my coach said to me, he was like, what are you doing? You're making this a life and death situation. So I'm like, what? I'm like, oh shit, I'm losing. So he's like, go down and start banging his body and start bringing up uppercuts. So I'm like, okay, I'm not really an inside fighter, like, I'm a distance fighter. But then I'm like, alright, whatever he says I'm gonna do. So I'd come out and I start not thinking about, I don't give a care about him punching me. So I'm just punching his body and getting punched and just, like, doing it. Come back after that round, he's like, you're meant a life and death again. He's like, go keep doing that. And I'm like, alright. And I come out then and fucking lose the 3rd round. Come back then, I'm like, it's alright, I'm gonna stop him before the 6th round.
That 4th round, man, we were watching, like, we were like, lovely, here we go. I know, watching the 4th round, and then it was just over.
Yeah, so what happened when I went back in the 3rd round, I was like, don't worry, I'm gonna stop him before the 6th round. And he said, you've 1 round left. They cut us off for TV, so you either go out and lose or draw. And I'm like,
sake.
What?
So you had to go back out into that 4th round just after hearing that, like.
I'm just like, so instead of having 3 brilliant rounds now, I've only 1 round to try to get them out of here. And, like, if you rush knockouts in boxing, you don't get them. Like, you don't have to set them up and stuff like that. So I just came out and just started, like, throwing windmills at him. Like, I felt like, I felt flat just from my confidence being drained, just not having the people around believing, you know. My cousin Mike in sponsors and friends and family was there, like, and like they were helping, but when the closest people to
professionally, you needed help, like,
professionally, like, and it just wasn't really there. But if it was 6 rounds, I would have stopped them. But
100%.
There's no point crying over spilled milk. Like, it's done now, so now I just need to go and fix it over a proper 6-round fight with my old style boxing of like distance fighting and looking good and picking shots rather than just getting like punch for punch kind of stupid shit. Like, you know. At
least you got to show anyway, man, what happens when things aren't going your way.
Exactly,
because was it that third round?
Third round, yeah.
He got a 10-8 round for that, didn't he? So that was the fucking difference. That one shot, really, like
100%. That's what made a difference.
Like you finished way stronger. Looked like he was fading big time in the 4th round.
There, like when I started pushing on him, like, but like that, I was just looking for one big shot. Well, if I like 3 small shots, 1 big shot, 3 small, bring it up and down to the body, I would have stopped him. But I was just, my head was just all over the place. I wasn't thinking about nothing. Like,
it's the same. It's like if somebody's just after telling you, oh, actually no, like, this is, you only have one chance. No, this is it. Like, you're thinking, what? I thought I had fucking 3 more chances. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that, and then you have to go out there thinking, and you still have to try and perform your best. So that couldn't have been fucking easy. Like.
And not only that, like, my whole training camp, I've been training with world champions who fight 12-round fights. So I've been doing like 10 rounds with some of them. Like, I've been doing at very minimum 6 rounds, like, and lots of body sparring and stuff like that, which body sparring's good for conditioning, but for a rangy long fighter like me, it doesn't really suit. It's just get your condition, but I needed a lot more open sparring. But like that, like with these guys training, after 3 rounds you only start getting going and into your rhythm, like, so that's like that's what I was training for. And then this thing's just over in a flash, like an amateur fight. Like if I know it was an amateur fight, I would have fought like an amateur, you know.
Of course,
yeah. Listen, we learn from our mistakes, but
the ref didn't held up your hand by accident at the end of the day.
So the ref thought I did enough, but I didn't. But I know well, like from like, if you look at my previous fights, you kind of see what kind of potential I have. Like,
of course. I watched your fight before that as well. It's fucking unreal.
Yeah, like. And just like I just let myself down massively. Like, you know, it doesn't matter who, like, because I'm the only one in the ring, so it doesn't matter who let me down outside the ring. It was up to me to perform, and I let myself down. So I just need to make sure it never happens again. But I just need to make sure my circle's more tighter and teams more like supportive around me, you know. Not like having like yes men around me, but just having real people around me, you know. Not people that's just like money driven or anything like that.
We should probably mention as well, like, where your fight was before that, like, because that's a fucking massive part of it. Like,
that's what I was thinking a while ago as well.
There's no way to be putting you over there if they didn't think you were fucking good. Like, you know what I mean?
I was thinking as well, like, the difference between your Paddy's Day last year compared to this year. I was like, Jesus Christ, like, some fucking, that must have been some experience, man.
Unreal, man.
That's
unreal.
like
so for an Irish person, like, the fight in Madison Square Gardens and on St. Patrick's
Day,
that was unbelievable. I was pure fucking excited watching when you won. It was just like, lads, best thing ever. Fucking hell.
So it was good. I think I'm the only Limerick man ever to fight in Madison Square. Well, Limerick born man ever fight in Madison Square Garden. So that's good, man. And one.
Fucking hell, man. Like, that's the dream for a lot of boxers. Like, that's one day I want to fight in Madison Square Garden. Definitely. You did it on Paddy's Day. And there's a lot of world champions who never fought in Madison Square Garden. About 2 nights ago, I was just watching all Muhammad Ali DVD of, like, when he was younger and stuff like that, and he was talking about his previous fight, and he was like, how was it? And he was like, it was good. When I turned professional, a dream of mine was always to fight in Madison Square Garden, and now I've done it. And I'm looking like, so did I. Try
my cousin Muhammad.
That's fucked up though, man. Like, it's fucking class, like, you know what I mean? So it just goes to show the fucking potential you have. Like, there's nobody gonna fucking pull me out and throw me over into Madison Square Garden. Get the fuck kicked out of me, you know what I mean?
And like a lot of people, like, would be like, I wonder, did he perform bad in his last fight because of, like, tension or because of the fans and stuff like that? And be like, man, he fought Madison Square Garden on St. Patrick's Day. The pressure, it makes him perform better, like, you know. It's having the belief in you, like, makes you either full with energy or flat with, like, negativity, you know. So it's just positivity all the time.
So, and you obviously have your fucking team sorted out now, do you?
I'm just getting there, like, you know. Like, I know what I have to fix from my last fight. I know what kind of bad habits I have to get out of, what I need to work on. So once I do that, then it's time to, like, pick and choose, like, who you want around you. But, like, I know just my day ones, like, I never forget about, like, you know. So people who supported me at the start, when there wasn't no sponsors, when there wasn't things like that, they're always going to be some part of my team. But obviously I'm going to need, like, a different professional coach to come on board to show me more inside fighting, more the professional style boxing, where my amateur coach can show me that stand up kind of, like, out in and out fighting, you know. So, like, there's so much to boxing like that. I don't think I know, and I don't pretend to think I know. I can fight and I can box and I have potential, and if somebody teaches me something, I can do it all if needed. So I just need these people to come on board, show me what to do, and I'll do it. Like, you know.
That's it, man. Like they say, like there's fucking levels to it. Like, you know, once you get up to the pro levels, and then your competition is getting better and better, you need better fucking training. Like, so
would you say your training team had a bit of complacency in you before that fight?
No, definitely not complacency, because I was sparring world champions. I was sparring Kell Brook, Kid Galahad and stuff like that, and they like Kell Brook calls me his prodigy. Like, he's like, this kid here, he's that trust me, like he's going all the way, like, and everybody knows in the gym like the Kell calls Lee his prodigy, and it was all going well like that. And then it just kind of, then on fight week, like, just the coach wasn't around. Maybe it was because he had like other things that was making him money, and he realised towards Kell Brook's money and Kid Galahad's money that Lee Reeves' money isn't going to cut it at this stage in his career, 5 fights in, you know. It's not until 15, 16 fights you start getting bigger money, you know. So, like, right now, like, I've been through this before, like, with all these fighters, like, so it's just another day in the office. But with me, it's all a new experience to me, so I need somebody with me, like, yeah, all right, we're going to do this and this, like, that's what I expect, you know. And then just to have somebody there who's just like, yeah, I'm just doing my job, and I'm like, well, I need passion in my corner. Passion. Like, so
you don't want someone.
How are you going to stand in the corner and say, "Go down, give me everything"? And I know, like, that you only look.
You're not giving everything.
So that's tough. Like, you know, if somebody gives me everything, I'll happily die in that ring, no problem. And but just like, it's hard to get full of energy and want to perform for somebody if they're not like returning the favor. Works both ways.
So
like,
you're only a number.
Yeah, exactly.
You need someone
turning up for a paycheck. Like,
100%.
You need someone coming up like yourself.
Definitely, exactly.
Someone
bouncing off each other.
100%.
Exactly. Someone that enjoys kind of building you up and fucking, you know, gets a kick out of watching you fucking grow and win.
As well. That's where the positivity comes from.
Yeah,
100%.
Especially like sitting in the hotel room on your own, fucking an hour and a half before the fight. Like, anything could have been going through your mind, 100%. And there was nobody like, how you feeling, Lee? Like, fucking not feeling great. And you'd be like, oh man, do you know what? And try to cheer you up, whatever the fuck. None of that. Like, you know what I mean? It can't be.
No, my cousin Mike and stuff was like, how you feeling? And my coach Decky was over, like, and they came into the change room. They were like, how you feeling? But I was like, yeah, I'm good, because, like, why would I say anything? It's fucking a half hour before my fight. I don't need any negative, so I just kept like positive. Yeah, everything's good. But then just in my body, like, it was just flat. Like, you know, I was just fucking flat. But like, I know like that. Even if I am flat, and even if it does come into like a bar fight, like, I have a bigger heart than any of these guys. Like, so I'll happily die with them. So let's two of us go into the middle of the ring and see who steps back and see who wants to die first. And then if I'm either die or win. So I know over 6 rounds, then he wouldn't beat me. Like, and I know it was gonna be a tough night in office, but I just didn't think it was going to cut the 4 and just be so shit as well.
It was a bollocks, man. I was thinking, like, after the 4th round, like, I was like, what the fuck's happening here?
Yeah.
Like,
we were both looking, going like, oh, come on, this is it now. Look at it now. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think you said something like, this round now or whatever, and I was like, man, it's fucking over. Is it? How could it be over? Can't be. It was like, what the fuck? Like, because I thought it was 6 rounds, like, so is the next one 6 rounds then?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. 6, I even said, like, I didn't care, I'll fight 8 rounds. But, like, do you know what I mean? Because obviously, like, what my promoter does is, like, when you start professionally, fight 4 rounders, and he wouldn't let me build up onto 6 rounder until I completed a full 4 rounder. So in my first 2 fights, I knocked out the first guy in the 3rd round, second guy in the 1st round, and then in the Madison Square Garden one, then he was like, I caught him a nice shot in the 2nd round, but I hurt my thumb, and then I was like, you know what, I want to fight 6 rounds on my next fight. So I went out and just boxed and just enjoyed the moment, the Madison Square Garden, you know, and just made it last as long as I could.
More time in the ring.
Then after that, then so what happened, I performed really well in my 3rd fight in MSG. So then he was like, you know what, he was like, you're after shining well on the lights. On April 20th, you're going to headline your own show in Toronto. So I'm like, alright, so it's my 4th professional fight and I'm headlining a show, and like this damn Fort Music Hall, big massive place, like 3,000 people, and I went in, and so many Irish people came over there, like in Toronto, like big Irish following, you know. And he said, obviously, if you're the headline of the show, we can't give you no like Joe Soap, like the bang out, like, so we get you someone decent, but like, you're gonna be ready. And I'm like, yeah, 100%. So I fought this guy from Argentina in my 4th fight, and he had 22 fights, 19 wins, 1 draw, 12 knockouts. So he'd like 4 times more knockouts than I've actually had fights. And I was like, oh yeah, I was like, I'm well up for it. And he was tough. I watched these fights on YouTube, bits and bobs, and he just had a big, strong left hook, and I'm like, alright, so I need to stay away from that anyway. And then I was like, watched southpaw fighters fought guys with big left hooks. So every day I went running. I watched Joe Calzaghe versus Jeff Lacey, and Jeff Lacey was like the middleweight Mike Tyson, the car back then with a big left hook, and just watching what he's doing. So I was just getting energy off that every day. And then about a week before the fight, I tore ligaments in my knee when I was running, and I couldn't even walk, man. I swear to God, I couldn't walk, and I was like, oh my God. So I'm onto my promoter, and like, my knee's bollocks, but I'll still fight, like, but I just can't walk. And he's like, so they got this woman out of the house, and he goes, this woman, she's supposed to be really good. She does this thing called dolphin therapy. And I'm like, okay. So I get a knock at the door, like I'm expecting like this massive swimming pool outside the house full of dolphins. that didn't happen. And she came in, she put out her bench, and she had these two little like steel things, and apparently like they send off vibrations. So she put it on my knee, and she's like, do you feel anything? And I'm like, no. And she's like, what about no? And I'm like, no. She's like, and she just keeps doing this fucking mad voodoo witch shit, like, and she's just like, well, this is gonna work. And
are they plugged into something like?
No,
they're just
those batteries.
She's just holding these things in her hand and she's sending it.
And then after a while, then I was like, she's like, what you feel? I'm like, yeah, I think I feel something. She's like, oh yeah, well,
is she good looking?
No, not really. She definitely was back in her day, but her day was well over, and by about 7 years. And so she goes on anyway. But fair enough, the next day, like, I started walking a small bit better, like. But I think that's just because the natural swelling went down. But I was happy that listen, positive, and so I put this like what you call it, like compression band over me, and I started helping a small bit. So we got to the stadium then, and like the Canadian Athletic Commission is like real strict. So he comes over and I have on my fight shots, and he was like, what's that in your leg? And I'm like, it's compression band, I hurt my knee. And he's like, oh no, you can't have that. I'm like, listen man, it's not steroids, like I'm not, it's not going to benefit me, it helps me walk. And he's like, I don't think I'm going to have to check the rule book and like give me a hard time before this fight, like. And so I was like, so that was going through my head before this fight. And I'm like, if this guy hits me now in front of all these people, he's going to hurt me bad. No, I don't want that. Like, this is going to be shit. Like, I'm like, fuck. And so like, it was a big show. And so when I came out, the Dropkick Murphy shipping up the Boston, all Irish flags gone. So then as I started walking towards the ring, like, I was like, I didn't even think about my knee, and then it was going off. It was just buzzing, right? So I got into the ring. I looked over my promoter, and he's like looking around at all these Irish people. I look over, and I said, welcome to Limerick. And he's still looking. So then I just jump about 5 feet up there just to test my knee, and I just landed on it, and I was like, oh, he's going to be all right. And then I started thinking about his left hook, so I was like, do you know what? If I don't let him hit me, he can't hit me. So I just went out in the first round, just started smashing him, and kept fighting on him, let him thinking. And about a minute and 20 seconds to the first round, I hit him a shot. I have a video of it on my phone. I hit him like 2 or 3 shots, and I hit him once, and he falls asleep, and he goes down like this, and I hit him like 3 more shots, and he wakes back up. And he went limp, and he walked back up, and then the ref put his hand like in between, and I threw an uppercut underneath the ref's hand and smashed him onto his eye, cut his eye open. And the ref's like, nah, I'm not letting this guy get hit anymore, like, it's over. So I stopped him in the first round, so that was a good experience as well.
Yeah, it's fucking man. Like, how did you ever end up training with all these big names? Like, I'd be watching your videos there, and you're like world champion over in the UK and all, like.
You know, man, like when I was in Limerick, I've nearly always trained myself. Like, I've always done it off my own back. But as an amateur, I was always lazy. Like, I was eating pizzas like 3 days before a fight, like, and stuff like that. I had a good ability and I have a good mind for boxing, a very good mind. Like, so technically, I know what to do. But then sometimes my balls get too big, so I'm like, oh, I can outbox this guy, but that's very boring, and that's not what people want to see. So let me get hit a few times. So I'll be sticking out my face, and he throw a jab, and I'm like, yeah, come on. And Decky's like, no, Lee, not again. No. And I'm like, yeah, come on, man. That's nothing. And he's like, Lee, that's a point. You're letting points go. So I used to be always like getting into slug matches and stuff like that. But then once I started like looking at, you know what, boxing, like, you look a lot better when you don't get hit. So I started not getting hit and like winning big tournaments and stuff like that.
Pretty boy.
Yeah, you know what I mean? And so then when I eventually turned professional, I got over to Canada and started fighting. And after my first fight, Tyson Fury watched my fight, and he put up on his Instagram, he's like, Ireland have a new boxing star, Lee
I was
Reeves.
going to get to that, yeah.
I saw that, yeah, it was cool.
So like to have Tyson, and this is like when Tyson's in his pinnacle. Like, I remember I was just landed back in Limerick like 2 days after my fight, and I'm sitting down, I just got a Chinese, and I'm chatting to my uncle across the table, and he knows nothing about Instagram, and so I'm looking at him, he says like, Gypsy King tagged you in a story, and I'm like,
which Gypsy King?
Yeah, it's like,
the
this must
Gypsy
be
King?
like a fan page.
Yeah.
So I go into it and I'm like, Ireland has no boxing star, and I'm like, oh, thanks to this fan page, and I go in, it's like 1 million people following 8, and one of them's you, and I'm like, Mike, look at this, and he's like, what is it? That's a phone. And I'm like, Tyson Fury, yeah? He's just after fucking saying good things about my boxing. He was like, listen, just eat your Chinese. And I'm like, no, I can't eat, like, my stomach. And he's like, look at you, you're falling at the nut and just eat your Chinese. I'm like, you don't understand, Mike.
It's Tyson Fury.
Yeah. So like, just to have like that. So then other boxers started kind of looking at me from that, and then how I ended up over in the Ingle gym is in my last fight, or my second last fight, I fought Niagara Falls, and a couple of days before that, Samuel Vargas who is like my promoter's fighter as well. He's nutritionist Greg Marriott, who's from Sheffield and who's the nutritionist of like Billy Joe Saunders, Kell Brook. He came over with Kell Brook and his brother Stephen. So they come over and they were chatting to me they were there for like 4 days before, and so we was chatting all the time, like, and just getting a crack with each other, and they started like enjoying my personality, like, and just saying like, oh, this kid's funny, yeah. So then after like 3 days, Kell Brook is like, can you fight? And I'm like, trust me, I can fight, Kell. And he's like, I'm excited to watch you fight. And I was just thinking, I was like, man, Kell Brook, like, welterweight champion of the world, excited to watch me fight. Just a young fella from Limerick, like, banned off the road. So I was like, oh, yeah, that's what we're gonna do, yeah, we're gonna do this. And so get weighed in with the. I remember, like, I was up for this fight, like, and fucking, we got weighed in the day before, and like like everybody was hyped up. So me and this guy have a face off. Like, he puts up his hands, I put up my hands. I said, I'm gonna smash you up, and he says, I don't speak English. So I was like, so I wanted a bit of like something back, like try to push him and to have it like and I just like, fuck.
You're thinking, I wish I learned something in your language to say it.
Yeah. I don't know, Ukrainian. I think he was Ukrainian too, actually. Yeah. And so I fought him. I had it like, that day, whatever happened, my stomach was bad, man. My stomach was bad before. I think I just ate the wrong food and I was just feeling bad. I was feeling like empty. I kept getting sick. I was feeling bad, man. I was like, oh shit, no. Kell's out there and the lads out there, like, we can't. And it was on TV as well. It was on The Zone and ESPN. And so I was like, oh, alright, it's going to be alright. And just took a sip of water and just went out and started fighting, and felt like kind of a bit like empty in the first 2 rounds. And then after that, then I went back to the corner and Dickie was like, do you want a stool? I was like, no, fuck the stool. And I was like, listen, I'm here to put on a show. So then round 3, 4 and 5, start putting on a show, and then stopped them in the 5th round, just got into my rhythm, stopped them in the 5th round. Afterwards, then Kell was like, listen, you need to come off the Sheffield. He's that this Engel style, is that was so true, is that you can box, and he's that, trust me, we'll open your eyes and that. And so I was like, yeah, man. So I went back to Limerick and just didn't really think any more about it. Like, and I'd be sitting down having food, and then Kell Brook could be video chat me. He's like, what's happening? When you coming over? And I'm like, oh yeah, let me know when. And so then we booked the flight, and ended up going over, living in Kell's house in his mansion for like the first 8 days.
I see the Snapchats. I didn't know whose house it was. I thought it was Billy Joe's for some reason.
No, Kell's, for the first like 8 or 9 days. And then the lads were like, oh, look, we can see you can fight and you can train. Like, so if you want to keep training, you can't be living in this soft life with Kell. Like, this is the future. Like that's what you can have. Like, so you go stay with Liam Williams in this flat. So me and Liam Williams, who's a beast, if any of you know him, like fighting, like he's a beast. And we stayed in the flat, and I ended up staying there for like 5 months, man. Trained very, very hard. Was never so fit. Was never so like physically ready. Like, and it definitely made me stronger mentally as well, and to be around these athletes and seeing live that life, you know. So it definitely made me a better athlete going forward, because, well, as I said, like, usually I'll eat a pizza a week before a fight. Now I realise like that you get out of the sport what you put into, like, so, you know. So like I always give training 100%, but my diet was always like slacking, you know. I could eat what I want because I have a good metabolism, but like if you look at my Instagram, like from previous fights then to like training there and like been dieting every day with the lads, you can see the difference.
You can see you were in serious fucking shape. Like, yeah.
But like what I was is I train every day over there at like 7:15 in the morning for an hour and a half, and about 4 o'clock in the evening for an hour and a half. So if you're eating bad food, your body won't let you like do that without getting broke up. Like, so I needed to be putting the right fuel into my body. Like, and I got a lot of good advice over there about dieting and stuff like that. So going forward with the right mind frame and with everything good, I'm gonna smash a lot of people up.
Yeah, that's a job though. Fair play to the lads, like, for fucking bringing you over like that, like exactly, letting you stay in his gaff and all, like.
But you know, like. It's like it's basically like an investment, like, you know. If you know somebody who's classic computers, like you're like, oh, these classic computers, I'm gonna big you up, come in here, let's build up big in computers, and when you make it big, I'm gonna make it big as well, like,
yeah, exactly. So
it's an investment, like, but just the fact that they're seeing that potential in me made me look back at myself and be like, oh yeah, I can actually do some good stuff here, like, you know. And my promoter as well has massive like belief in me. Like, every time he sees a Tyson Fury fight, he's like, with your personality and the way you can fight and the way you can talk and stuff like that, he's like, listen, we can be bigger than that. Like, we can be bigger. Like, we make the right moves 100%. Like, because like fighting's half the battle. Like, it's a business first and foremost. Like, like me, I'm not just a fighter. Like, I'm a brand, you know. And that's the way it has to be looked at. Like, that's the way, as an amateur, I never looked at myself like that way, and maybe wouldn't carry myself right, and like maybe would say anything that was on my mind off of Facebook and stuff like that. So now I just have to kind of PG it a small bit, you know, and just hold my tongue a bit. But I'm still very up. I think that's why people can either hate me or respect me, because a lot of stuff, like, if they ask me my opinion, like, I don't care about hurt your feelings. Like, I'm telling you, like, just because.
The day you want to have a rant, then you can come back on this.
Yeah, 100%.
I know you have your initials on the side of your head.
Yeah,
exactly. You know what I mean? Yeah, coming soon.
Talking about brands, huh?
Yeah.
But tell me this, actually, I meant to ask you this a lot of times. Remember, I fucking made a compilation of your fights one day for your video.
Yeah.
Did anything ever come of that, or was that just something that we're trying? It was shit.
No, you know what it was. I just wanted something good for my Instagram, like, because like lots of people, like, I realized, like, that I didn't really have fights on my Instagram, and a lot of fighters, like, don't want to put up videos of them fighting in case people be looking, like, getting
copying them, like, and shit.
Yeah, and just like studying them or
whatever. Your opponents, like,
you know. But I don't care. Like, like, if I look good, I want people to know I look good. Like, you know. So I did it. Yeah, we'll definitely do another one of them.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
You change your tactics at every fight, anyway, surely, wouldn't you?
So I was gonna say, man, as well, at your stage, like, I'd say that could fuck your opponent up as well, expecting that, you know, thinking that they know what to expect.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
you know, you might have been working on something else.
100%.
So, you know, you have to just expect the unexpected anyway.
Definitely.
Either way.
And like, I never really think like oh, what's my opponent gonna be doing? I never like be like like when I was saying with that guy, I know he has a good left hook, but that doesn't mean like I would have took his right hand either. Like, so like what I do in training camp, I just make sure Lee Reeves 100%, and I know if Lee Reeves comes out 100%, then anyone who's across the ring has problems. Like, I don't care what they can do. If I'm 100%, whatever you throw, I have the reflexes, I have the power, I have the speed and agility to give anybody problems. Like, so as long as I'm good, then people are bad.
Yeah. So fucking the rematch, man. What made you just like demand a rematch straight away? Personally, like I was saying to him, I probably would have just said, alright, fuck it, leave that off, put it out of my head. I'll go and have another few fights and I'll see him down the road. But you were just like, wanted him straight away.
Man, I was in that
because of all that shit, I suppose, that you said a while ago. Like,
I know, obviously that guy's no Johnny, man. Like, he as an amateur, he was the national champion in Ukraine. Like, he can't fight, like, you know. And the only, like, he's a losing record on paper, but the guys that beat him are like 6-0, 7-0, like, you know. So like he's not a Johnny, man. He comes to fight and he's game ball. But when I was in the fight, like, I was looking, I was like, I could hit him with this shot, I can hit him with that shot. I'm just flat and I'm just getting punched in the face. This sucks, but I could hit him if Lee was fresh. And just like that, just a lot of shit that was negative towards that fight, like before that fight, like just kind of let me be flat. And when I was in there, I know, even if that guy was a better boxer than me, which he's not 10% of the fighter that I am. Even if he was, I sure that I have a bigger heart that I can just put it into a ballroom scrap, like, and just fucking grind them out. But like in the next fight, like, I'll outbox him. But I was gonna say, I forget.
I don't know, but that was it, man. I think the biggest killer was the 4-round thing.
Yeah, 100%.
So once you have your 6 rounds this time,
exactly, I can do it properly. But after that fight, Lee Baxter was like, man, he's like, don't worry, I know completely that wasn't you. and let's move forward. You fight in LA the 28th of March, and you fight again on April 20th back in the Danforth, and probably headline your own show. And then about a week later, then he was like, MTK have a show on the 24th of April, and that, like, he goes, and you could possibly get the rematch there, but we'll just go ahead with the 20th of April in Toronto, and you fight in Toronto, and then we'll fight that guy down the line. I said, no. I said, fuck Toronto. I said, fuck Toronto and fuck LA. I said, I'm fighting this guy.
Yeah.
He goes, you sure? Is that what you want? I said, 100%. I said, give me that rematch. I'm going to smash that guy up first, and then we can move on. So people can be like, oh, look, there's this blip on his record. Oh, what is a shit 4-round fight? Fucking 4-round fight. Oh, what? Oh, he beat him right away, straight away, and he was the only guy to stop him. Oh, fuck yeah, that doesn't even count. So that's the way it's going to be. Like, you know what I mean? So,
you just want to erase that.
Yeah, rather than like, oh yeah, he won a lot after that. Like, but was this guy just decent and he just wasn't there for his boxing? No, like Lee Reeves fucking, like when I was an amateur, like I fought Friday against the Southpaw, Saturday against an Orthodox, Sunday against a different, like, stronger fighter. Like, I get all different styles coming at me, and I'm able to adjust to these styles, you know. So just once I'm fresh and my mind is good, then I'm good, like, you know. So just had an off day, not entirely my fault, but I'll take 100% responsibility for it and I'll fix it.
Yeah, I seen fucking there, man. Just recently you were doing one of those like question boxings on Instagram, I think it was. People asking you questions and you were saying you had over 100 amateur fights or something, was it?
Yeah, I think of 101 amateur fights and 90 wins.
I thought that was just an expression because people said, like, gosh, I have to fight in 100-man fights before. That's literally what I thought when I seen it. Like,
I remember like a couple of fights before the end of my amateur career, and then Decky was like, we've to get a new book, because so you get a book with all pages, and every line you write your the coaches write who you fought and results or whatever like that. So you just like page, and he's like, we have to get a new book. This one's full of the fights. And he's like, how many fights you have? And I'm like, I don't know, 80. And he's like, 98 or something like that. And I'm like, oh, cool, yeah. So I think it was just like over 100 fights, and then I won most of them, yeah. So that's good.
Yeah.
90%, 90.1%.
That's not good enough. That's not good enough.
I got a message from someone, right?
Yeah. Q&A time.
Apparently, it's the best man you ever trained with. A fat 33-year-old who always pushes you hard every day. Okay. Who do you think that is?
Who do I think that is?
A fat 33-year-old who pushes you every day.
Well, the only person who pushes me every day is the person who puts me down every day as well. That's my cousin Michael Connell. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. He's the best man ever. What he does is, like, when we're by ourselves and stuff like that, he'll tell me how shit I am. Yeah. Like, you're a fool, like, you're weak, and like, so then we go like on cycles and stuff like that, and we put each other down, like, we mind fuck each other, like, you know, like
try
that.
To keep you humble.
100%, and he does a great job. But then when we're in public and stuff like that, then it's just like, Lee's a good guy.
Yeah.
Then he's like, you're a go on me. That's what I love.
I could hear him roaring at your last fight. What was he roaring? Yes or something?
He's like, empty the tank. Empty the tank. I'm like, I'm emptying it, like, you know. Even if you watch, there's a like a clip on my Instagram. I can remember it. I fought the Australian champion. That was a mad fight, man. That fella weighed in a stone heavy of me. Fucking the day I fought, and they put me in the tiny little ring with him. I was panicking, but I ended up dropping him. Then in the second round, and he fucked off. But you can hear Mike going, "Hurt his body, hurt his body," like, fucking his body up, like, you know what I mean? So he's a good, because he gets like Mike sees the work that I put in every day, and Mike puts in work with me, like, and he sees how hard I train. So when I'm ready to fight, and when he sees like all the lights coming out, and like all the fucking the aura around it, like he gets like emotionally attached, because why wouldn't he? He trains with me, like, you know. So when he's there, like, he's fucking whatever he says, like obviously he wouldn't have the technicality mind for boxing, but if I need to be pushed, like, and hear Mike's voice,
it's a familiar voice anyway, you know what I mean, to push you, like, in somebody that you know you're familiar with training with, shit, like, and like Mike's a guy like that. He puts in hours of training with me, whether it's cycling or running and stuff like that. So if he says, like, jump, I'm gonna say how high, like, I don't want question. He's a positive cunt as well, like
100%, yeah. He gets the best out of you. Even when he trains the 10-year-old kids in the football, he gets the best out of them. Like, he's just a good speaker, and he's passionate. And what I want in my fighting is passion all the time.
100%, yeah. I might as well go through a few other questions that we got sent in. I only put up the fucking thing today because I was fully sure we were going to get locked down this week and I didn't be able to do this, like, so I was a bit fucking panicked. But this is from Adrian Hannon. I think I know what you're gonna say to this one, but ask Lee who he thinks would win in a street fight between a pro boxer and a pro jiu-jitsu fighter.
Okay.
You're familiar with jiu-jitsu?
Jiu-jitsu's wrestling on the ground and stuff.
Yeah,
like
the grappling and shit, like
Okay. I'll
choke holds and
100%. If you got me onto the ground, you chalk the shit out of me. But as you were walking towards me to get me in the ground,
that's it.
I'm punching you 16 times.
You have to be quick to close that gap.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that's it. That's
but
always the way.
don't
Like
deploy on the street. It's every bit of fighting.
100%. But like that, like jiu-jitsu definitely it benefits you in a street fight first, but everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face, as Mike Tyson says. Like,
that's always that's always the thing with in the UFC, like in MMA and shit. Like there's always a fella who's more of a striker, Muffler is more of a jiu-jitsu specialist.
So it's just a game of roulette. Like who shoots first and who completes the shoot. Like, So that's it. Like I'd get chalked on the ground, but I'd fucking whoop his ass standing up.
Exactly. This one is from Goalie Locked Fiend. That's his username.
Nice.
He said, will he do an MC if you throw on an instrumental for him?
I don't know about that. No. MC days could be over.
Oh yeah.
Let me see how the boxing goes first. Though I'll come back to.
Oh yeah. This is from Jake.
Tyson Fury does a bit of MCing. Don't rule it out yet.
Yeah. Man, that MCing came back on strong there a few years ago, didn't it? Out of nowhere, like it's a fucking gas, like. But this one's from Jake, on Snapchat. Well, bro, can you ask Lee his prediction for Billy Joe versus Canelo, if it even happens over this virus?
What I think anyway, I think like obviously everybody knows Canelo's a beast and Canelo,
fucking
like,
animal,
an
man,
animal, like, and has shots that will fucking take you out, like and head movement and walk you down. But I see Billy Joe in the gym, alright, and like what I know is Billy Joe, like obviously great boxer, and obviously when he's put against the ropes, like that's when Canelo's going to be strong. But this is the way I see the fight happening. It's either going to go two ways. Canelo hammers Billy, or in the first couple of rounds, Canelo starts walking onto Billy, and Billy catches him some shots and dirty elbows and little headbutts and stuff like that. No, honestly,
just make it dirty,
stuff.
like,
right? So then Canelo then steps back and he's like, I need to stop moving my head in here because this cunt keeps hitting me elbows. So then he starts kind of being.
Are you allowed doing that now?
No, you're not left to do it, but like you can do it.
You can make it happen by accident.
100%. If it happens accidentally on purpose. But like Billy Joe's a master at that. Like every fight, like if you slow down all of Billy Joe's fights, he bangs a guy with an elbow at least once, you know? So I love that, you know. And so if he banged him with a couple of elbows, it'll just have him that much cautious that he just start like, all right, let me think about this first. And then that's when Billy Joe will start boxing and stuff like that, you know. So if Billy Joe can do that, I don't doubt my mind for 1 second that he can outbox him if he gets him cautious.
That will be some fucking win to have on his record. But like fucking Canelo, he's only ever lost to Mayweather, like that's the only person. And then he's
professional
G.
since he's 15 years old.
Fuck.
Yeah, he turned pro,
fucking phenomenal, man. He's
Mexico,
the weirdest looking Mexican I've ever seen as well. He's pale white with fucking ginger hair.
Yeah, he looks
he's
like
Mexican, like.
He does,
doesn't he? Like,
for you when you start to boxing if you've 101 amateurs?
11.
11.
Yeah. 11. Yeah, that's like, but like most kids. I know like kids that are professional now, like that. Their dads like traveler kids and stuff like that. Their dads have them training since they're 3 years old, like up until they're 11. So by the time they're 11, like they've been sparred, they know everything about boxing, and then they come in like and then tough out, like, you know. So like they have that advantage. Like when I started training with 11, like my father didn't care, like if I didn't box or did box, like go like whatever you want, like. So it was so then like for the first 3 years I fought, like it was just like I was going because my mates were going and stuff like that, and like I got beaten 2 Irish finals, like, and I was just like, don't
but
care.
That's better because that's your choice.
Yeah, exactly.
See, a lot of them don't.
You're not
make
getting
it
pushed,
because,
like.
But a lot of them don't make it because they're under that pressure.
100%.
They're only doing it to please someone else. Like, you're going to be doing it for yourself.
I definitely would have loved somebody that passionate or that wanted to work as a boxer since that young, because like I'm so passionate about boxing like that. I wish I had people like that be just like, come on. But everything I kind of did was starting off was definitely off my own back and stuff like that. But with like, so then for the first 3 years I fought, like it was just like a pastime, just going because my friends were going, and like I'd be hanging around the rods for an hour if they were going away train, like, so I go as well. And then I think the third year then, after I got beaten in the Irish final, I went down and I cried, and I was like, oh, actually this means something to me. So either I stop boxing now altogether because I don't want to feel this pain no more, or I take it serious. So then I started taking it serious then, and started like realising I could box then, and like won 2 Irish titles then, and a bronze medal in the Europeans, 8 Limerick titles, 8 Munster titles. So done well, and eventually professional titles.
If you had your father pushing you every day, Lee, come on, man, you fucking train today. What are you doing? You'd probably think, fuck off, and you'd you'd rebel against it. So you're probably better off the way you went, because you fucking.
I'm glad. Obviously, I'm glad the way it happened. It's going well now. Like like I said, once I get my team around me, you're gonna people think I'm a very good boxer now from what they've seen. But people who know me inside the gym and see me sparring and see me doing stuff know that's only 20% of what I'm capable of. I just need to have the right team around me, the right confidence, and just the right minds around me. And you'll see different levels. Trust me, 100%.
Yeah, fucking. This one is from Adam Houlihan on Instagram or Facebook. Is it? He said, "What do you consider to be your greatest triumph in life?" It's a bit of a deep one. Hey, when they hit you with a pure deep one like that, you
wasn't expecting that. Tass is going to be funny.
Yeah, I didn't really get any. Usually we get mad questions. Like your man last week was asked, do you think you could throw a pair of tackies over a house or something? Like, you know what I mean?
Steve Savage.
Yeah. I don't know. Money and stuff like that don't mean shit, man. Family means everything. But I think my biggest triumph is my strong willpower. So that I was in my life, I'll be handed a lot of bad cards and situations that people could jump at, just give up and just be like, no, I'm just going to go drinking and do drugs and do this, and nobody's going to question it because of the cards I've been dealt.
You could have just sat down and felt sorry for yourself.
Exactly, and nobody would have batted an eyelash.
You'd be like, God, that's why he's doing that.
Look, leave him off. Happen or whatever like that. So just to be able to say no to all them stuff, and just to be able to go off my own mind and to be a good role model for younger kids growing up, for my 3 sisters, and to be just have my own mind, and for people to see that this kid has his own mind and he doesn't think drinking and smoking is cool. So I don't think drinking and smoking is cool. So if that happens for younger kids, that I benefit them like that, I think that's definitely my greatest triumph.
Resilience, man. That's resilience, and that's brilliant.
Yeah, fucking. This one is from Big Dion. He said, "Ask Lee, does he think he will ever fight Paddy Real Deal Donovan? Be a great fight to sell out Thomond Park."
Definitely would be 100%, because Paddy's from Ennis, and I'm Limerick, so we have a lot of Limerick following, the both of us.
Same weight class?
No, I'm lightweight. I'm between lightweight and super lightweight, and Paddy's at welterweight. But that's fucking down the line. If two of us are doing very, very well in our career, and people is offering us loads of money to fight out in Thomond Park, I'd fucking love it. In my head, I'm always going to sell out Thomond Park.
That's a goal.
That's the dream, son.
But in my head, since I started my career, I think somebody one time was like, "Where's a big stadium in Limerick?" And I was like, Thomond Park's big enough, and that's why Andy Lee was supposed to fight Billy Joe Saunders, but they didn't sell enough tickets to fight there. Yeah. But I will sell them tickets 100%. So yeah, exactly.
I did see something with Andy Lee the other day. Did you do it? The Jolene challenge?
Oh yeah, the push-up thing. I didn't do it. No,
man, it looked tough.
Yeah, exactly. As many times as Dolly Parton says Jolene in her song, you have to stand the push-ups and
So it's cool. You started your own, man. That went busy. That went good enough, didn't it?
It picked up, didn't it? Man, I was just sitting in home, and I was like, everybody else is sitting in home as well, and those people that fucking never get off their couch, and I'm just gonna do this push-up thing, and people will just get up and do it. And I know some people that think look at this Gormy pretending he's positive and can do push-ups.
Showing off.
John, I'm gonna do more push-ups than him. And I'm like, well done, I just got you off your couch. So that's all I want to do, man. If somebody gets off the couch and be like, oh yeah, I wonder what's gonna happen tomorrow, that I'm gonna be active. That's good, man.
And you started you put the first number up there, and then somebody what I thought was good was usually people would be like, he's after doing more than me, fuck it, so. But you put it up and you goes, I did this person beat me, and that person beat me, and this person, and it's a crack, you know what I mean? So then it's it's fucking good laugh,
starts the trend in as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And
like you were saying, the most important thing, man, fucking give people something to do.
100%.
I was just fucking depressing looking at Snapchat and shit lately. Everyone's just like this, fucking all dressed up, nowhere to go, and all this.
I said to my sister, I forget one of these words. I said to my sister, read a book, and she was like, go on, me, read a book. I'm like, fucking hell, this generation I'm on Snapchat, and if I'm not at a party, what's the point of putting up a Snapchat, because it doesn't look good and stuff like that. No, actually, look, I'm bored, so I'm gonna tell everybody how bored I am. No, man, just fucking do do something positive, or just read a fucking book, or do something like that will benefit you while you're in that house. Do 10 push-ups, you have a better chest now when you leave the house, or something stupid like just rather than this negative, like, because as you know, like, if you have too much time with yourself, that means you're leaving too much grey into your head, and you'll overthink everything, and then you start getting depressed. Like, so just fucking be positive and shut up.
But a person in isolation, they have to realise is on their own in isolation or in bad company. That's what they tell you.
100%.
You're in bad company because you've your own thoughts and your own life to be putting up with. So you need to do something.
100%. And like, if people can't be happy by themselves in home, then like everything they do in life will just be shit eventually, because you're going to depend on this for your happiness. You're going to be depend on that person for your happiness. So that closes, so you can't be happy, or that person lets you down, I can't be happy. Happiness is an inside job.
Exactly.
So unless you can be happy with
codependency, if you're codependent on people, places and other objects, then
you're going to lose.
You know what
I mean?
It's
fucking this business of expecting other things or other people to make you happy. Like, he makes me happy, or she makes me happy. 100%. No one can make you happy. No one. So that's up to you, like 100%.
And I'm very strong-minded in that way. Like, nobody will ever say like that Lee couldn't have this or wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. No one will ever say that, because I've always only depended on myself. I'd never really asked for a handout. I've often told people away that tried to help me, because I'm like, no, listen, for my first professional fight, I never had one sponsor. I didn't ask for one sponsor. As a matter of fact, 5 days before my professional debut, nobody even knew I was professional. I signed a professional contract 3 months previous, and everyone, like, my mate Stephen knew that he was the only guy in my family, and he was like, when you tell everyone, I'm like, I'm not. I'm going over to this different country. I'm going to fight on TV. I'm going to show everybody what I'm capable of doing off my own back. And now if you want to support, you can support. But just remember that with or without you, I'm going to be here. Like, so that doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
I like that. You know? I like that. You didn't want the brass band before you left.
Exactly.
Yeah. Fair enough. Come back with it. Yeah. That's brilliant.
So Dermot Maloney asked, when you go up he said grades, but he meant like when you go up, say, in weight divisions in boxing, do the gloves become heavier or lighter, or is there any difference?
Yeah. So anything over 147 pounds, you fight with 10-ounce gloves, and anything under 147 ounce is 7 pounds is 8-ounce gloves. So I fought my first fight over that weight, and I fought with 10-ounce gloves. So I was like, oh, you can stop the guy in the third round, and then the second fight I fought under it, and I got 8-ounce gloves, and they're like fucking, like, they're like children's gloves. So you put your hand in them, and I'm like, what? So now, like, every time that I get on these gloves, like, they're sort, like, because you have like your wraps like a plaster Paris, then you have these tiny little gloves that you squeeze your hands into, like, that just turn your hand into a little cement block. So I just this is my mind frame. I just go, he is on these gloves, I have on these gloves. Whichever one of us lands first, it's gone out. So let's put on a show. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. When you hit people, like, after my last fight, like, I didn't really get hit. Well, no, actually, like, I hit way more than I usually get hit. But my face, man, was marked up. My ear was cauliflower and all purple and stuff like that. Like, so, like, I've got hit out in the streets a few times. Like, I've been in like a couple of altercations, and I've never got hit harder than with boxing gloves on. Because with that plaster Paris wrap and them tiny gloves and leather, like, leather catches your face, a fist and bounce off it, like, the leather just rips you up, like, you're also marked up.
But that's it, man. A lot of people say like that bare knuckle boxing is barbaric and this and that. Like, they're fucking putting on wraps and those gloves.
Yeah, man.
You can hit someone way more times, way harder. Like, if you hit someone bare knuckle, you can only hit them so hard before you're going to break your hand.
Let's have that.
But once that gets wrapped up, man, the way they wrap them, like,
let's have that right.
Fucking throw it all day.
What you just said there.
Wow.
So do you reckon it shouldn't be called bare knuckle anymore? Maybe.
No, but it is bare knuckle.
But it's not bare knuckle.
Bare knuckles.
They're wrapping
flesh
them up. They're wrapping them.
No, I'm talking about like fighting with no wraps or what. Well, you could. A lot of the times with the bare knuckles, they still put an old wrap on, but it's not. It's not like it's not like a professional job.
It's not bare anymore, man.
So some of them, like, would put on wraps for the wrist support and leave the knuckles bare. But, like, if I wrapped your hands the way my hands get wrapped before a fight, you would have full confidence of punching that wall and putting your hand through it.
I'm talking about
it even,
the
like,
professional
stops the flex in your wrist and everything, so like, it's proper impact when you fucking.
I was watching a lot of it on the YouTube, professional bare knuckle.
Yeah.
Is like where these boys go out and out.
It's like a plaster powers.
Yeah, these boys. Yeah, but it's not bare at all.
Yeah, I suppose
it usually is. Yeah, it comes up to about there, doesn't it?
No, and if you watch that Rush Hammer who fought, like his knuckles are out, like
proper bare knuckle. Yeah. They couldn't call the sport bare knuckle and then cover the knuckles.
Yeah.
Like.
That's why I was saying, let's say, because I've been watching a bit. Sure, why is a bare knuckle? It's not like
be like a fucking. We're like, oh, look at this cycling. You're like, cycling? That's basketball.
Yeah. And I'm saying, I'm not hearing the crispy.
Sounds too soft.
Yeah.
This last one
just
was
I'm sick in the head, so
this is one from a fella called Christopher on Snapchat. He said, question for Lee, why did you get turned away from that bar that time?
Oh yeah.
We won't name the bar.
Oh yeah. So
said fuck him.
What happened was
that made the papers and shit and all, did it? Was it?
It kind of blew up, like. But what happened was me, my mate Kevin Shee, who was passed away, I know, God rest him. And two other lads, we finished the gym up in Planet Health, and we're in town, so we just finished the gym, gear bags, like regular tracksuits, like not scummy tracksuits, like fucking fitness tracksuits or whatever, you know. And we're like, we get some food, and they're like, oh yeah, what do you want to get? And we're like, just all of us like was banging off ideas, and we're like, oh, there's good chicken wings in this place, so like perfect, so it's like 2:30 or 3 o'clock in the day, like, so yeah, let's walk down there, sunny, and come in anyway, and fucking walk into the bar, walk over to the waitress, and like, how are you? Is food served? And she was like, yeah, and so I was like, oh, can we get a table for 4, please? And she's like, yeah, do you want to sit inside or outside? And then this guy come over in a suit, and he's like, guys, how's things? Sorry, no, I can't serve you. And I'm like, what? And they're like, no, I can't serve you, you're in tracksuits. And I'm like, I look outside, and like there's people like wanting with 4 points in their hands and Adidas shots and trainers, and I'm looking, I'm like, there's many people out there on tracksuits too. I was like, but what's the problem? He's like, I just can't, lads, sorry. And I'm like, alright, I just wanted chicken wings, I didn't want to be drinking or anything like that. And he's like, no, I can't. Actually, do you know what? Look, if there's absolutely no alcohol being consumed by you, you can have food here. And I just kind of looked at him like that, and I said, keep your food, buddy. And I just turned down and walked away. And the boys that I was with, like, were pissed off, and they were like, oh man, fucking, you just fought Madison Square Gardens and you got fucking stopped for chicken.
Oh yeah, that was when you came home. Yeah.
And I'm like, but I've been stopped in like so many nightclubs in Limerick, like just from like walking up to the door. I was dressed well, like, you know, I was like, I think I look alright, and I just. No, not tonight, but
so we went out one night, and I was put it up on Facebook or something. Anyone want to go out? And you were all back then. Yeah, go on, we'll go out. And we went in. I said it to you. I was like, we'll go in now before the bouncers come. Like, yeah. And when we got there, we were already sitting down, just sitting there, like fucking relaxing. And there was no fucking trouble or anything that night. We had a great night, like, you know what I mean?
And but yeah, man, sometimes I just walk up the door, and they're like, no, and I'm like, any reason? No, not tonight. I'm like, is there any reason? They're like, no. And I'm like,
regulars only, usual old bollocks,
like, or whatever. I'm just looking, like, I'm like, listen, buddy, I get paid thousands to fight abroad. Why am I gonna go in here and do it for free? But not only that, like, but obviously this is before boxing, but like, I probably still get stopped now. I just haven't been out recently.
You're better off anyway. They're probably just going, no, he needs to focus on his training. Not going in here drinking.
But like, it's just like stupid. Like, I'm like, man, look, I know this out of shape guy is never gonna in his life gonna fucking. I'll catch you in a headlock, man. But he's just like, and he's looking down at me like it's a bad feeling.
Yeah, but shame Limerick, man. You've been all over the world now lately. Had you any of that bullshit?
Never.
In anywhere in the world. Never. Exactly. It's just Limerick.
Yeah, sure. One of the boys I know, man, went up to a pub in Galway with a pair of white Timberland boots on, man. Wow. White, no. Yeah. And the bouncer goes, what's the story with the Timberlands? They're different, aren't they? He says, yeah, they're nice. Go on in there. He says, have a good night.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
It's just like Limerick, you're like, #scumbag.
I was only saying it to Steve Savage, I think, when he was on here last week. I went up to fucking pub in town with a pair of brown boots on. My mum was like, no, sorry, no Timberlands.
Yeah.
Like, these aren't Timberlands, man. They were €40.
They're cat.
They're mad. And he was like, sorry, no boots anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking bullshit, man.
Well, when I come out of that bar anyway, the boys were like fuming with me. They were like, man, what the fuck? Lee, you should put that up on your social media. And I was like, no, man, that's fucking embarrassing. Like, I feel embarrassed. Like, they're like, man, you should, man, because you have followers or whatever. And I'm like, oh, I'm not putting this up being a little bitch. I'm putting this up so like these.
You can shame them, like.
So not even that, because these guys here have no voice. Yeah. I know I have a bit of a voice.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say what happened. So like so they can be heard, like whatever. So I just put up like it's crazy when you've just finished the gym and you get stopped asking for some chicken wings and put it as my story. And then like about an hour later, then I looked and it was like on Facebook, someone screenshot it. It was on Limerick Now, 500 followers, and then fucking apparently like some TD or something ring him. I was like, do you know how you stopped? And Lee Reeves, and then the TD got onto one of the guy's fathers who rang me and said that bar said, could you get in contact with him or something like that? And I was like, no.
Just didn't want to be like, they're going to be like, do you know what, come in for free chicken wings, and you're going to walk in and go, oh, can I have my free chicken wings? You feel like some spastic, like, you know what I mean?
Take a picture of them with a big smile.
Like fake shit, like, but I don't have any animosity, and obviously being from Limerick, you have to be thick-skinned, you know, especially getting stopped, getting belittled, fucking people always judging you, like, you know, so like that doesn't bother me, or like what gets me is just that kind of someone belittling you when you know like your capability as a person, and like whether it's in a fighting sport, in a intellectual, in anywhere, like you know your capability, and you know that it doesn't deserve to be stopped from going into a place, like, you know what I mean? And obviously I think everybody deserves a chance, and fair enough, if you fucked up in the place, next time you come you realise why you're getting stopped, but to be never even in the doors of the place and just not like getting refused is a crazy thing, you know. But yes, that's
Limerick is mad, though, man.
That's Limerick City.
You break up 3 pubs and it follows you for the rest of your life. Like.
Kill 4 people.
People fucking can't take a joke around here.
So why serve drink in the first place?
What do you think I was going to do? Not get drunk and wreck the place? Like,
sure, the glass was empty. Why would I not throw it? Like, not even in it.
Man, and you know what I mean? Like just over, like just being energetic person. When I drink, man, it multiplies. Like, when, like. Nowadays, I'm really good at it, like, because I can stop. But go back 4 years ago, man. When I drink, man, I'd have 4 points, be absolutely pissed off the 4 points, but after that, just turn into a black hole. So I'd have 44 points, but I'd stay that level of drunk. Right? So I'm just always like annoying and just like can hold myself up, but I can't remember any of it the next day. I remember, I swear to God, man, I went into a Crush one night when it was open, and I woke up on my kitchen floor in my uncle's house, and there was a traffic cone, the top of a stop sign, and a poncho, a gold poncho. So there was these 3 things, and I walk up, like, I feel horrible, like, I'm like, what?
Like something off a fucking a kid's maths thing.
Yeah.
So if you have a traffic on, a stop sign, and a poncho.
Yeah. So I'm in my head, I can't remember leaving the nightclub, man, which is fucking something that nobody should ever do, and nobody should ever excess drink. Okay, kids. And so I'm like, okay, so obviously what happened is I must have got out, took that traffic cone, then climbed up that pole, got that stop sign, and then a girl seen how cold it was and offered me her poncho. so in my head, that's exactly what happened. And then about 5 days later, I was chatting to this lad, and he was like, man, you were drunk the other day. And I was like, stop, man, Crush, yeah. He was like, what? No, man, you're in my house. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, man, there was like 50 of us. You got sick and everything. I was like, what? And he was like, yeah, man. And then you left and got a taxi to Kindy Park. And I was like, that's strange, because I walk up in the Dublin Road. I was like, what? You know what I mean? So that's why I never ever drink again.
Just like,
you're more vulnerable now. Do you take it easy now because of that?
Definitely because of the eyes that are on me, 100%.
Exactly.
And before, obviously, after my mother passed away, I was just like, there's a massive difference between drinking to enjoy yourself and drinking to escape reality.
Exactly,
so I obviously wasn't smart enough to realize that I'm drinking out of it because I'm sad. I was just like, the lads are going drinking, so I'll go drinking. So then me and the lads would be going drinking, lads who are going to enjoy themselves, me who's going to escape reality. Then 3 o'clock, lads is going home to the house that they're happy in, and I'm like, I'm going to keep drinking
still
because do you know what I mean?
So
I just ended up like that. So nothing that I ever did being drinking was enjoyable. It was just like putting on a front to just escape reality, so then thank God I snapped out of it. I realised that, listen, if I try at this box, I think even if it wasn't boxing, if it was fucking selling cars,
I'm delighted you said that, because a lot of people don't realise binge drinking is because of that.
100%.
Escape reality.
And people,
and they know, but they leave their friends vulnerable. Like in town now, you see it an awful lot. There's some young lad on the ground getting sick. All his friends are saying, well, F him, we're going off. He shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
There's no loyalty amongst them. You see
100%.
girls being left on their own as well and all that. But the youngsters need to realise that there's something going on with their friend. Like, they need to
100%.
talk to them, and it's not just because they're a pig in alcohol and that. It's
definitely.
just there's something going on.
Especially if your friend comes to you, like, for anyone watching, like, if your friend comes to you and says, "Oh man, the day I'm after having fucking hell, like, going out getting drunk now tonight, you want to come, whatever," you should probably say to them, like, you're going drinking just to help what happened today, like, that's not what drink is for, like, know what I mean? And that's obviously, you know that, because that's what you were engaging in when you were back then, when you were feeling that way, like
you know, I was in Limerick, everybody goes walking Monday to Friday, can't wait for the weekend to get drunk so I can forget about going Monday to Friday again. So you're just wasting your days, man. And
they think they don't have a problem then, because I only do that the weekend, but they don't realise they're
still
Monday
working.
But they're Monday to Friday, they're consumed by thinking about it. So it's obviously a part of them from Monday to Friday as well.
It's not a life, man. It's not.
Yeah, you were lucky, man. You were lucky you capped onto it, like, so young, especially. Like, you're only about 25 now or something.
Yeah, just 25 like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, but
most people don't usually cap on that early. So you were lucky.
Man, 100%.
I wonder who them people are.
Especially when you're getting digged in the head.
Especially
for years,
though,
like,
man.
people think you wouldn't
Especially with fucking men though, like they say like that, like the difference between a man's brain and a woman's brain. Like, they say like that men's brains aren't even fully developed until they're 25. Like.
No,
it's around probably just now recently.
It must have been
25 now.
in the head, because the frontal cortex and the brain.
That's what they say though, and like
that's what it's about.
It's that those are things that it affects in your decision making, and you know, like thinking about consequences and all that. That's why young fellas are always doing stupid shit. That part of your brain literally isn't even developed fully yet.
No,
like.
I definitely speak before I think and stuff like that, and things. But do you know what it was, man? After my mother passed away for maybe 4 or 5 months, for about 3 weeks, I just sat down in one spot and didn't do anything. But then I was like, oh yeah, look, I'm happy, I'm going drinking with the lads. And then so then blank out. But then one day then I was just like, I'm fucking here feeling sorry for myself drinking, and my 3 younger sisters are going through the same thing I am at a younger age. So like, what like I'm not putting on a good
example,
you know what I mean? So like, so I need to do something with myself, and that's why I believe like that the drive that I have to be successful is, it doesn't matter what I get into, whether it's boxing or selling ice to Eskimos, like, I'm gonna be professional at it, like, and I'm be good at it. Do you know what I mean? And like, even if my sister's like, I'll think I'm a go on me, like that, other kids their age like would text me on Instagram and be like, I feel this way, what you think? And I'd speak to them and they will actually listen to me. But obviously being so close to home with the sisters, they're like, he just thinks he knows what he's saying. But when they look back and see a bigger picture, like they'll realize like that I'm doing the right thing. And especially when if I'm able to, I know for 100% I am going to be able to put them into a house that's going to be paid off, like it's going to be a nice house, mansion, and gonna get them into that. Like, once they are in that, like, and they don't have the second class struggles of the world, like, you know what I mean? Once they're on a house that's paid off and stuff like that, they'll realize like the hard work pays off. Like, so whatever you do, just give it 100%. And like, if you have to suffer now for the next 7 years, but then live the next fucking 20 years after that like a king, then let's do it. Like, you know,
but like what you're saying there, people don't realize that resilience and coping skills comes from experience. You're not going to build them up within yourself. Well, this go out to parents. If they're keeping their kids in a bubble, they're not going to have resilience and coping skills, just like you're talking about there, because they won't have experience any.
If you want to be a good parent, punch your kid in the face. Let them know what real life's all about.
But let them touch the oven, like.
Exactly. Do you ever hear that phrase, like, some people have never been punched in the face growing up, and it really shows. Some fucker walking around thinking like you've never got to dig into the mouth, man, have you, for being a cheeky cunt?
But there's so many people like that, just like, man. Like, I know hurlers like that, like, fucking hell, man. I don't know how you, like, get punched in the face, stuff like that. And I'm like, oh, yeah, well, if a slither came out here, it all depends on what you're used to. But I think everybody should get punched now and then, just to make them realise they're not made of glass. Because you're not made of glass. You get punched, your lip hurts for a day or two, and then, like, get on with it. Like, do you know what I mean?
It's what let you know you're alive.
Exactly.
That's what I always say to my nieces and nephews.
I feel like one of the 4 of us is going to get punched by the end of the night.
Your Instagram story, punch in the face challenge.
I've seen that an awful lot lately. The slap challenge. Did you see that?
Sub?
No, the slap challenge.
Oh, fuck that shit.
Stupid shit.
I've seen women are doing it an awful lot in America.
Man, idiots, man. And do you see this? licking like toilet seat, licking triangles.
We talked about that on here, man.
Don't do that, like. Don't do that,
man.
But like I was saying, there's some fucking... You're one there that we put up. I think she had a big following and all this shit. Social media influencer. Like she was licking toilet seats and saying all stupid shit about like I hope I die anyway because I don't want to be an old person and
idiot,
I don't want to get ugly. Do all this, but just fucking trying to be.
And there's all these other people like that. Like I'm gonna go, but so look, it won't kill me. And obviously you're a dope. It might not kill you. It's who you give it to that's gonna kill you. Have a bit of fucking compassion.
Exactly. Like, that's how it fucking spreads. Like
exactly. Yeah.
People
100%.
90%. Like what we were saying a while ago, like people I've seen on a few people's Snapchats today, beaches packed and everything like
yeah.
You know?
Like what in the name of fuck you thinking at all? Like
New Orleans on spring break, they're like fuck that, like this virus isn't affecting our spring break. Like they are gonna make like America 10 times worse than just that beach, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, that attitude, man, I don't know. Like fucking I know it's almost impossible to stay in home all the time, like people have shit to do or whatever, but like the more you can limit how many people you come in contact with, the better. Like, you know, hopefully then the quicker it's going to pass. Like,
not like us, we're following it.
Yeah, well, like just even in America, they brought in some kind of a fucking law or whatever where you can meet up in groups of up to 10 people. Like, but anything more than that is banned. Like, so like there's only fucking 5 of us here, and I've seen no one else throughout the week. Like, do you know what I mean?
That's it.
I'm literally just staying.
Yeah. I go to work like and. Fucking we're taking serious precautions at work, like you know, fucking cleaning everything. There's no customer interaction. Everyone is kind of staying back, like you know what I mean. And that was a pair of knickers.
But as I always say on boxing, you don't have to get ready if you stay ready.
But and then I'm just kind of limiting the same thing. Like all weekend, I have done nothing. Like
does it intimidate you know that I'm looking at you with this mask?
Kind of, yeah.
I see you like you're
feels like you have a white beard.
I feel like I'm talking to Bane from the Batman.
Yeah, nobody cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Doesn't matter who we are. Smelling disinfected and.
Oh, I like that smell. I like that.
The smell as well.
I like the hand creams, but apparently bleach and all that, man.
Yeah, apparently it's very bad for you then as well. I've seen this shit popping up as well. Yeah, but like the people, just mad chemicals, like people are getting carried away doing their houses and clean this, clean that, and they're inhaling that shit. Like, do you ever be in a small space, like if you were cleaning a shower, like a cubicle shower or whatever, if you were scrubbing the fucking the thing, like Jesus Christ, all of a sudden, man, it hits your lungs, like there's some whack off it, like
you're like, I'm going to start selling this shit.
Yeah, so I'd say we're fucking nearly coming up to on time. We're probably past it already.
What time? How long are we gone?
Gone about 15 minutes over time.
Oh, that's usual crack. So have you a plan in mind? Well, boxing wise, we'll say, like, have you a route mapped out in your head towards the title? Which title? What do you think would be the first that you would try to go for? Would it be an Irish title?
No, because that's a domestic level, and I don't think I'm bigger than anyone, but fucking like I'm chasing like bigger titles, like and with my promoter, the way he's gonna have me moving after I redeem myself in this next fight and prove like that I'm back on that ladder. I'll probably fight like maybe first for like a North American title, which is a class belt.
Way better,
then fight for a Canadian title, and then maybe like a European, and then maybe like an intercontinental, something like that, you know. And to be honest, it's just whatever my promoter says I'm fighting for, like, so I don't really know, but that's what he said to me before, like throwing ideas at me, and I'm like, listen man, just get me belts. So like hopefully this virus fucks off and we can all listen to what the NHS or whatever says, and we can just get through it fast, and then we can get back onto this blood sport, like make some money and make some belts, and
that's it, man. You're proud. Yeah, you're lucky that you have fucking time on your side as well, man. You're still so young, like, and you're already pro, like, and you don't have to be in any rush to be going for a world title, like.
Definitely not, no, but I definitely want to be like somewhat fast tracked, because because the hype is real. When people who don't know me know like that I have the potential. I'm not just like a slugger and come forward. I can do it all when it comes into the ring, like, so I just need to get the right team around me and put into the right fights, and then it will all come good.
That's it, man. You've great support around Limerick anyway. Every time, like, I don't really use Facebook no more, but when I used to, like, every time you were fighting, my whole newsfeed, Lee Reeves fighting tonight, Lee Reeves, I always share it and post it every time. Telling people how to watch it and all that shit. Like,
it's been from my opinion, it's been a long time since a sports person has Limerick like that, you know, like that, like people come together from every part of Limerick, from that side, this side, that side, that side, and we're all chatting, like, and we're all in one live group chat. And like, I remember for my pro debut, like all of Limerick was commenting on the live feed, and then like a couple of the Mexicans opponents, his family was commenting on it, and then they were slagging the Mexicans. Like, shut your burrito mouth. I'm like, yeah, that's my hometown. You know what I mean?
But the best thing about yourself, Graham, and all that, man, out of a city that can be very toxic, can be very negative, you know what I mean?
There's definitely opportunities to go in a different way, like.
Exactly.
And especially for people to look and go, like, they're not looking going, sure, look at him, fucking everything's fucking perfect. Like you explained about going down a bad road. Graham explained about going down a bad road, and you fucking overcame it, and you're doing fucking great.
Exactly.
That's the thing about it.
In a different way, you're using that energy for the good. Which
100%.
Because I tell you, going down the bad road, the energy you waste in that is nothing compared to what you do living good. You know,
without a doubt. And like I always kind of look at stuff like you channel your energy into everything, whether it's fucking having a laugh with the lads, whether it's going for a drink, whether it's going like getting a tenner for a box of fags, like but like all that energy can be put into something like successful or something that like you have a goal for, like. So like I know for 100% in the last 2 years, if I put as much effort into college than I did at this, I'd have a fucking degree. I'd be a doctor. Do you know what I mean? Like, so unfortunately, boxing like doesn't work that good. But it will eventually come good once I keep focused, and once I keep this work ethic, and once I keep like a good team around me. Like then, like Limerick's on the map, like massively, 100%, and we will sell out Home and Park.
That'd be unreal, man. Imagine it. Fuck's sake.
And don't forget the tickets for us. I
was just gonna say, at least at least make sure you come back here and throw the belt on the table anyway.
Man.
We'll have no chat about it then.
100%.
I'd say there's fuck all else we should talk about, really, is there? Just
keep
social media.
Just go follow Lee. They're probably already following him already.
Lee Reeves Boxer on Instagram.
Lee Reeves Boxer on Instagram. Yeah, that's what you'd mostly be on, isn't it? A Snapchat as well, though. Yeah,
I'll be on Snapchat a small bit. Yeah, Lee Reeves 2015. But like I tried to keep my Snapchat as much like friends that I know as possible, because like you just get like random people like somebody. I listen to this. Yeah, I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. The other day when I was like doing these challenges, someone got my Snapchat name and definitely put it on the gay website. So I was like, so I had 17 friend requests. I was like, oh shit, man, this is popular. But it was like Big John, Davey Dickcock, Jimmy Big Bastard Johnson, and I'm looking like these are all very strange Snapchat names. And then one of the like someone was public who was like pressed accept, you know, like the one of
their story was visible.
I didn't accept them, but I pressed on it and it was like, who else is just bored and wanking all day? Who's after sharing my story, you know? So I tried to avoid anything like that.
It's dodgy enough online these days, but you know that shit.
I accept this girl who I thought, I think I know her, I think she's my sister's friend, accept, and then bang, you horny? And I'm like, oh shit, that's the wrong person. Like, I'm like, no, get off. And
you have to be careful as well, man. Even like on Instagram, like I follow back nearly everyone that follows us. Like I know a lot of people want to have way more followers and all that. I don't give a bollocks. I just follow everyone back, but I'd usually try to have a look, like, because a few times now I'd be just about to follow someone back and then I'd click in and it'd be a girl. She could be like 15 or something, or she looks that age anyway. So I don't want, like, you know, you could just have clicked on it there by accident now, and then all of a sudden father's like, who's this fella? They're fucking grown men. What are they following you for? You know? And like, it could have been like fucking, say, one of your little cousins now or something could follow tonight and you fucking just follow back without even looking at it. So I'm always fucking, if it's a girl, I'll go in and just make sure she's over her age anyway. And like, it's fucking
that's
like
the pros and cons with social media, man.
It's weird, man.
I think we'll all agree like that people spend way too much time on social media. I do as well,
I'm guilty of it, man. Fucking hell,
especially now being stuck in the house, like I was on your phone. So I definitely tried to limit, like if I see somebody like who's negative and talking shit on my timeline, like I just try blank them off, because like on my, like when I see on my timeline, it's either unreal desserts, because when I'm dieting, like I'm just following all these pages, like, I just want to see that. It's either like nutritionists or diet tips or fitness people or ditties. That's all on my
ditties.
That's all I want to see.
Ditties. Everyone likes ditties.
That's all I want to see, you know.
Punching bags, as you call
it. I have to give a shout out to Patrick Holmes from Buttevant.
Jesus,
no, so fucking, how could you forget?
Oh man,
I forgot about 3 weeks ago to fucking say anything to anyone, but Patrick Holmes in Buttevant, what's happening? Whoop whoop. And Shauna Mack, shout to Shauna Mack as well. What?
Who did you say? Shauna Mack?
Shauna Mack, I used to fucking, she's on this as well.
But that other guy for the 3 weeks,
Patrick Holmes.
That's a record for you, 3 weeks. Usually a month or 5 weeks, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, but last time it was like, I met this for New Year's Eve. It was about 3 weeks ago, like. But yeah, shout out to fucking Daniel Madden there as well in Cork. Made a donation on the website there during the week. Shauna Mack as well. And Kaylin Morrissey, who was over in England. She was in touch with loads of nice things to say about the podcast. Oh, and I just wanted to say as well, last week that, wasn't it last week we did the Paddy's Day, we did the fucking live stream. Yeah. Like afterwards, like that fucking took off as well. That was gas, like. But that was our first time doing a live stream, and we were seeing like a certain amount of comments coming up, the little chatting at the side. But then by the time it was over, there was like 250 odd comments had been left, like, and I started going through them, and we didn't see most of them, like. Yeah. So in case people think like that we were ignoring your questions or whatever the fuck, they just didn't come up for whatever reason. There was lads having fucking debates and all, slagging each other, and we saw none of that, like. Yeah. Fuck. So we kind of replied to everything that came up on the screen, but so just to let people know we weren't ignoring, we just didn't see.
Ignorant.
So, yeah, other than that, I would say we leave it at that, lads. Log on to ccpodcast.ie and follow us everywhere. Everything is on there, all the links.
Follow Russell in person, as we always say.
Follow Russell down to his gaff and follow Lee on Instagram.
Sounds good.
That's about it,
lads. Thank you.
Yeah, nice one for coming on, Lee.
It's good.
Good stuff. Play us out there, so Mikey.